Hi, welcome back to Burning River Bushcraft. If there's two things I love in the woods, first is coffee, and second is trapping raccoons. Man, if I could only put those two things together. So that's exactly what I've done. One thing I always have with me is a coffee cup, and if I'm a happy guy, my coffee cup is going to be full of coffee. It's like 28 degrees right now outside, loving nature, and enjoying coffee is a wonderful thing to do. Another wonderful thing to do is to have a trapped raccoon ready for dinner. So I went over the Soup Can Coon Trap in another video. Love the trap, love the concept, and it requires you to have a can with you, which is not that big a deal. These are lightweight. You can have food, you can have all kinds of cool things in here. Raccoon bait gives you a reason to carry a can, but one thing that I always do have with me is, you guessed it, a coffee cup. So what I was able to do was I was able to make a adapter ring. So this is, pretty thin steel here, maybe 1/8 inch or so. Welded a bolt, did a little cutting, and I'm able to slip the trap in around the chain. Then with my coffee cup that I'm always going to have with me, I can get my adapter in, adjust this bolt down to where everything is tight. And here we go. Now we're able to trap raccoons with our beloved coffee cup. Now I like my coffee black. I don't like sugar or cream. I don't like lattes or anything that's gonna flavor this coffee and make it taste like cinnamon or apple spice or anything stupid. And one thing I definitely don't like to flavor my coffee is gonna be a nasty, dirty raccoon paw. So anytime you're gonna be using your coffee cup to trap animals, make sure you take a little bit of caution afterwards. Boil this thing, throw it in the fire, get it absolutely spotless before you go back to its normal job of drinking coffee. So with that nut turned down, these things are pretty solid. You can just imagine if you were in a camp situation and you were using your cup as a bowl, eating with it, you left any residue, any smell whatsoever, this is going to be a dynamite attractant. Super high visible. That is exactly what a raccoon is looking for when it comes into your camp. Now I'm going to bait this set. I've got a couple of these. I think I've got like 6 all told. Yes, I do have that many coffee cups. This was the bait that was included with the soup can traps. So I'm going to go ahead and get it scented up. In a situation where I was packing survival gear and trying to trap animals on the side, I would be using the nails that were provided, or I would wire this off to one of these saplings. Just for speed and efficiency, because I got so many traps to set today, I'm just going to be staking these down. But I'm going to be going throughout the property. We'll see if we can get us a coffee cup raccoon. So when I made this adapter ring, I made it for what I carry. And what I normally carry with me is going to be a nested cup in a 32-ounce bottle. So this is the larger Pathfinder style. This is the shorter like GSI style. I'm not sure what the ounces are on those things, but it works with either one. Here we go. And it also works with the Stanley cook pot. So this is like super common, available at Walmart and such. And I can make that work with my cook pot. So now if I double carry, sometimes I'll carry a nested cup on the bottom of my 32-ounce bottle, cup on top. That way I can have a food, use it for a bowl, and drink with the other one. I can use my cook pot also with this Stanley. And I don't carry one as often, but size-wise, this would also work with a canteen cup. So I could probably lock it in and no critter is going to get in here. I would need a longer bolt than what I normally use. Or if I just carried a canteen cup on a regular basis, I would just cut these different. But this is adaptable. It doesn't add a whole lot to the weight and size of the soup can traps, which is a double. I can carry 2 soup cans in the same size that I can carry 1 traditional dog-proof trap. So the weather's changing on us pretty quick here. So I've got some more of these coffee cup soup can coon traps to set. I've got a little bit of coffee yet to drink, and hopefully we can get some fur out of this. All right, so I got most of these coffee cup modified soup can coon traps set. Nice thing about these is if you're using the can or you use my adapter plate, you can pre-bait these. So I already set this one, but this could be all sealed up, baits in the can, then just set it when you get to the set. I got a nice coon trail right here. Minimized impact. You're in, you're out, leaving a little bit of scent. Again, with our target animals, a raccoon, it's not that big a deal. They're going to see this shiny cup, smell the bait. It's right in their face, and hopefully we'll have a coon in the morning. All right, so these are pre-baited. Here's my Stanley cook pot, all done up with the soup can coon trap. Here's my old Pathfinder cup, set with the soup can trap. I've got them all set now. This will be 5 and 6. Getting to be dusk. I'm going to get in and out of here fairly quickly. So I'm just going to go up and down this ditch line looking for sign, and we'll hammer the traps in, let them sit there on the ground. It's freeze proof, it's dog proof. Nothing but positive things about this so far. All right, so we will check these in the morning and see how it goes. All right, so I'm doing my trap checks on my coffee cup raccoon trap, and this trap was tripped and the chain wasn't taut at all. And I believe I have probably a mouse or a mole or something in here. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and see what we got. Anyway. And it's a mole. So definitely not the food source you're probably looking for, but again, this is food, this is bait, a lot of different options here. Yeah, it's not what I was expecting with the dog-proof coffee cup raccoon trap, but at least we did get something out of this. All right, so I'm getting a shift change at work here, so I'm pulling on my traps. I'm not going to be able to check these. And the total count, I had 1 non-target, and then I had that mole that I got on film. I didn't feel like filming the non-target, just giving the anti-trappers more ammo. A couple issues I've had with them. This one's still set. When I live released the live target with the traditional coon cuff, I've got this spring, so I can squeeze the spring and get an animal's paw out of the trap when it's still alive. With the soup can style, even with the cup attached, I don't have that ability. So when I did catch the non-target, it separated everything. So the cup was sitting on the side, the ring fell off, and basically the animal was just held by the cuff itself. When you've got just the soup can trap itself, you still don't have that external spring. So there was nothing really to squeeze on. I ended up, I had a screwdriver with me. So I actually had to, so if my hand was in a similar situation to a paw, I had to slip a screwdriver in alongside the paw, pry the trap pan down, and then pull the animal out. Traditionally, I guess you're assuming that you're not going to get any live releases with this. I mean, I chose to, but it's just something to be aware of. That's one negative aspect to the soup can, is it makes live release a little bit harder. So when I set these, we did have some snow coming on, and I think that's one of the reasons I didn't get into the coons, is because the weather turned on us. And I actually ran over my Stanley cup, my Stanley cook pot. So this thing was sitting buried in snow essentially, and ended up driving over the thing. This is the one I did, and I ended up going right back to a can instead. And you see I nicked it again with my tire. So that's the other negative aspect of using your cup, is you know, you can damage it. You are putting it out there at risk for loss or for damage. But as far as running an actual trap line with these cans, you can see I've got my bait in here still. The cans are disposable. These cans take a ding. I was able to get it out no problem. So other than the release, in which case you would have to have that Allen wrench with you, which I did not have, these cans have quite a bit of benefit. Mainly, you don't have that gum up. I did come out a couple times and have to redo my bait for weather conditions. If I had these cans as opposed to their traditional cup style coon cuff, it would have been a lot easier. So I didn't get my raccoon. I had time, weather, and scheduling issues. But the non-target that I caught was similar enough to a raccoon, where it's a proven technique. Using my cup that I always carry with me, a small flat adapter ring, and the small soup can trap, that lets me carry 2 traps as opposed to 1 for camp meat or anything else, a mini survival situation where you're out there trying to get a couple meals. As far as running an actual trap line with these, no real negatives. The live dispatch or the live animal release, that's not something that I have to do all that often. That's just a minor detail in the overall scheme of things. All right, so I got some more traps to pull here. I got to work out this creek bed. The soup can traps. So you basically got 2 to 1. Any damage that would happen to the can itself, these things are disposable. These things can be pre-baited. There's a lot going to them. Possibly check them out. Might be something you're interested in. Until next time, this has been Jamie Boggs with Burning River Bushcraft. See you soon.